They say, "Oh, Anya, I want to be with you for the rest of my life," and you believe them. You believe they feel the same way about you because that's the way love's supposed to be, right?
Who's Anya?
And then you get all excited with the tingly anticipation, but wait, not so fast. There's the apocalypse, and the back from the grave, and the blah, 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 blah. And by the time you're finally standing there in that beautifully expensive white dress you've dreamed about ever since you became human, he gets all eepy-jeepy and decides, I'd rather just go steady.
Hey everybody, it's episode 122 of Revisiting Sunnydale. I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
And this is like has to do with nothing that we're about to talk about or anything at all. It's just fresh on my mind because it's fresh on my phone all the time. I'm so sick of hearing about Gwen Stefani and Blake, whatever the fuck.
What did they do now?
I have no idea. I'm just keep getting like these Google, like that's the news that Google keeps thinking that I want to see. And every time I'm like, no, I'm not interested in this. Not interested in Gwen
Gavin Rossdale.
Right.
Sending me messages about my ex. I don't want to know.
Exactly. It's like, leave me the fuck out of their stupid little relationship. I don't care.
I'm glad you're happy, but none of my business.
Right. Just do what you're going to do and be quiet about it. Just
right.
No, I don't care.
There's a whole slew of celebrity news that that's none of my business.
Right.
Like Kristen Bell on Ellen talking about Dax Shepard's relapse. That's none of my business.
Right. Exactly. Like, I didn't even know what happened until she started talking about, like, wait a minute. Chris.
You need more friends if you need to tell all of us.
Chris, let's just not.
It's your family business.
Right?
You need to
let this man heal in peace. Like, it's great that you're hanging in there with him. I'm happy for you both. And, it sucks that he had a relapse, but it seems like you guys are working through it just fine.
Right.
Stop publicizing what's going on.
And then this morning, I read that Jeff Bridges has some form of cancer.
Oh, because I saw a tweet that somebody was like, leave Jeff Bridges alone, we need him, or something.
Yeah, he has maybe lymphoma. I forget what it was. It was very early when I read it. But part of me was like, oh, it sucks so hard. And then part of me was like, but Chadwick Boseman didn't talk about his stuff.
Right. Exactly.
He handled his business.
Right.
Some stuff needs to be kept private. You don't have to tell the world everything.
You don't need a press release for everything that happens in your life. And then they want to and then celebrities want to get mad when people are too up there in their business. Like,
are too familiar.
Yeah.
Well, you made me familiar.
It's like,
you gave me permission to know about your life.
Exactly. It's like,
it's such a touchy subject. Like, it's so hard. Today is the day of touchy subjects.
Right. I just kind of I sometimes do miss the days of that. The only thing that I knew about my celebrities came from a 16 magazine. And like, it was like a very well curated interview.
Like Blue.
Right. Like, yay. And I feel like I know him.
I like Blue too.
Right. It's like,
it's Dax Shepard likes drugs.
Oh, hey. Dax. Can
I help in any way?
Right. I'm just now I'm enjoying
GoFundMe or something.
I'm enjoying your podcast ever so often, and I'm just now starting to see you as a human. So let's not.
Okay, now you're too human.
Right. Can we keep the facade?
Too much. There's just a whole lot going on. The media is just over sensationalized with everything.
Yeah, and I'm also just ready for this whole election cycle to be done too. Like, if I get one more fucking text message about, are you ready to start to vote? It's early voting. Good. Hey, do you not like?
Well,
I block like at least 5 a day.
I know. I didn't sign up for none of this.
No.
And T-Mobile has that scam blocker. How are they getting through?
Mm-hmm.
But like a perfect example was yesterday's Today Show. One of the anchors said she was interviewing someone, and she said, "Nana, is it true that over 20,000 Pennsylvania ballots have been thrown out?"
Oh God, yeah.
Disqualified. And I looked at Raven, and I was like, "What? Say what now?"
Right.
And he was like, "Hold on. Let me clarify that by saying that they were duplicate ballots that were sent in error or registered for twice. So that it was a mistake. They weren't actual counted ballots. They were just duplicates."
Mm-hmm.
She didn't need to word it like that. She immediately got my pulse going.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I saw something about that too. And it's just, and it's just stuff like that I'm just like, I don't have any faith or trust in any of it.
No.
Like none of the media, none of the politicians, like anything that I hear, it's like, you know what, at this point, if I don't see it with my own two eyes, I don't even
Then I don't believe it.
Right. It's just, yeah, because
it makes me think of Wag the Dog when they
exactly
faked everything.
Yep.
I don't want to be all silver hat conspiracy theorist, but I don't believe shit.
Right. Like it's all just like it's really difficult not to be.
There are still days where I'm like, am I in the Matrix? Is this the Truman Show? Is somebody fucking with me? Like, it all feels like someone's going to come along and shoot my marble off the board, like at the end of Men in Black when Earth is just a marble, like our solar system is just a marble. That's how I feel sometimes. Like we're teeny tiny in the scope of the universe.
Yeah.
They showed that star getting sucked into that black hole. That's a bad day.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we got going on here, we need to figure out.
Yeah.
Because
I saw Neil I forget. I never remember all of his names. Neil Tyson. DeGrasse Tyson. He was on the Today Show yesterday, and mind you, I wasn't fully paying attention, but it felt like to me that he was saying in a very excited and happy tone about some asteroid that could possibly crash to Earth. Like he seemed,
and it's big, like real big.
He seemed more excited about the phenomenon that it was than hey. I need you to clarify, is this something else I need to be concerned with in 2020?
Do I need to pack?
Right.
And start heading for some bunker in an undisclosed location? Well, there was also rumors of a second strain of corona that gives you explosive diarrhea.
No.
As if the first one wasn't bad enough. Now this one makes you shit yourself to death?
Now we'll definitely never get any toilet paper.
Well, I will definitely not leave my house with a shit. I don't want to see somebody just spontaneously shitting in front of me. That's not my 2021. No. No.
Oh, Father God, help us all. All right. So
let's go to less happy times.
Yes. Keep in touch with us on Facebook, Revisiting Sunnydale, on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale, Instagram, RVS_podcast, and just go to the website for all of that information, revisitingsunnydale.com. And you can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Player FM. Likes and reviews and subscriptions help us out immensely. Season 6, episode 19, Seeing Red. Original air date May 7th, 2002. Written by Stephen S. DeKnight. Directed by Michael Greshman. Willow and Tara wallow in their togetherness, but things aren't as happy everywhere else. Buffy has to face both Xander and Spike whilst tracking Warren and company to foil their next move. Okay.
Wallow isn't really the right...
No. Bask?
Wallow to me is sad. Yes. Bask is a better...
Yeah.
Bask is a better word.
Yeah. Like enjoy, are over the moon, like, you know, like seriously, in their togetherness also, but like that's still like even their togetherness. Can we just say like bitches be happy, man? Like let them be
real happy.
Our important guest stars. Well, now we have Amber Benson, who is a series regular. Oh, so bittersweet. And Danny Strong as Jonathan, Adam Bush as Warren, Tom Lenk as the other one, Andrew, and James C. Leary as Clem.
I love Clem so much.
So first and foremost, I just want to get out there that the main theme of this episode that I was seeing was that there's a lot of misplaced testosterone.
A lot.
Going on. Like a lot. This thing is dripping with just a lot of just ill-advised and just gross, testosterone.
A lot of mansplaining. A lot of mansplaining about how you're supposed to be feeling.
So, fortunately, we start off with like probably the happiest moment in this entire episode.
It's a little dirty too.
A little bit. We get in there real close to Willow and Tara's post-coital moment.
Yes, according to the closed caption, there's moaning and giggling.
Oh, snap. Not moaning.
Yep, not moaning. Not at 8 p.m. Not between two ladies. This is national television, people. Yes, wake up, folks. This is life. This is glorious, beautiful life.
Right. And so, they're all like giddy and happy. And it's morning at this point because, if you recall, the previous episode, Tara came in with like the best let's unbreak up speech I've ever heard in any form of media ever. Like, I don't get, like, people always talk about that whole, like, Julia Roberts, I'm just a girl standing in front of a guy, and then whatever happens in whatever that Christmas movie is that everybody likes that Rick Grimes is in.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
Or Stupid McDreamy with the Pick Me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you, Meredith Grey.
Right, seriously. This right here, or that in that episode, Tara McClay's speech to Willow, and that whole thing, that is the best "Let's get back together" speech.
Yeah, ever. And they're so cute together. They have the best chemistry. This is such a sweet scene.
It is. And then
Tara is not gentle with Willow's feelings. She kind of slams her down here when the big reveal happens about.
Right. So Willow's all, I don't understand why Buffy seems so hurt about finding out about Spike. And Tara's like, because she's sleeping with Spike.
She's like, I'm so glad. I've been waiting to tell you. But then Willow kind of freaks out about it. And she's like, well, why wouldn't she tell me? And Tara flat out is like, maybe because of the look on your face right now.
Right. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure things out now, girl. This is judgment.
You're being judgy.
This is judgment all over your face.
And I love that about Tara. This is probably her best, of course it is, best episode. She's there for every single person.
Yeah.
She's just wonderful in every aspect. There's nothing about her in this episode that makes me cringe.
Right. This is probably her, like, one of her most, like, this is like the complete. We have, like, finally she has blossomed into this wonderfully strong woman with, like, she's got character, she's classy, she's got, she's caring. Right. Yeah. She's got the sass dropping in, she's all super flirty with Willow and everything. Like, not flirty. She is seductive. Like, she is up in there.
Seductive.
Yes. And, whatever. So anyway.
But Willow runs into Dawn in the hall when she goes to check on Buffy and finds that she's not there. And Dawn, just lays it on Willow that, of course, that's what was going on. How did you? It was pretty obvious.
Right. Willow's like trying to fake it. Like, oh, yeah, me too. I totally knew.
I knew. Yeah. And then Tara just walks out, like, half nude.
Like, yeah, just basically wearing the sheet, like wearing bedding. That's it. And
a child lives here.
Right. Tara, come on now.
Basically, your child.
Yes, and you know what time it is because we mentioned that it was like 10 o'clock, and like she's up. And basically, Dawn's reaction is all of us.
Oh my God, she's so excited. She's so happy. But it is like your parents getting back together.
Right.
And she was like, fuck all you want. I'll be in the basement. I won't hear shit.
Right.
Go at it.
Do you several times. Do whatever it is y'all got to do to make this work out. I am happy pants.
And on the other side of town, Buffy is straight up breaking and entering.
I mean, at this point, I feel like they should all be very well versed in lock picking.
Yeah, that too. But she literally could have just broke the handle. We've seen her do it before.
Mm-hmm. But no,
she didn't need to kick. No, she was trying to surprise them.
Well, she's in a mood.
She's in a mood. She's going through she got some feelings going on.
She wants to break some shit.
I can't imagine them setting this lair up. Like, who hung all of those beads?
This is
Andrew.
Yeah, yes, and that was definitely Andrew because he saw it in a movie once, and it needed to happen for him. So,
but who set up this Indiana Jones trap?
And when did they just? Well, I guess last time she was like lurking around outside, so I guess they decided that they're no longer safe.
I know a landlord that's going to be real pissed off.
That's what I was thinking about too. It's like the y'all gonna get sued so bad. Y'all are being taken to court. Like Buffy's gonna be the least of your worries.
Right.
I'm sure none of this was okay in the lease that you signed.
But she runs up the same steps that Katrina basically died on.
Right.
I thought they moved because that was their mom's basement, right? When Katrina died. And then they moved because they didn't want to get caught because of that. But this looks like the same place. Did she go to the wrong house? Did she go to their first lair?
No, because his mom.
That's Warren's mom's basement. Like, she's going to be real pissed.
Like, on several levels. Like, what the fuck happened to my shit? Why?
It's so good to see Tara in the opening credits, but it's also like, I hate you, Joss.
Right? Like, why? Why would you just wait to this? So, you know, the trap goes off. Buffy finds some things and is able to salvage like a couple two halves of a book and some like papers and some CD-ROMs and shit. Unfortunately, her very fashionable and probably expensive-ish pleather jacket gets cut.
TJ Maxx
gets cut, and she's not happy about it.
No.
So we come back, and now it's left to you know, Buffy, Tara, Dawn, and Willow to do research because nobody is really an adult in these situations because everybody's feelings hurt. Like, I get it. Anya, you know what? Fuck all yins. I don't need to be a part of this.
All of you.
Yep.
She's the only justified victim in all of this.
Absolutely. Xander, he's out, you know, all butthurt about everything, and he's not in any research mood, and Buffy proclaims that Spike is no longer part of the group. Listen, you never claimed Spike, for one. Two, you recently like broke it off with him. Whatever it was you thought y'all were doing, you were like, I can't do it anymore. That's it. It's over. Okay. Anya was left at the altar by Xander. So Anya and Spike are two very grown ass, like 500-year-old ass talking, consenting adults who got their fuck on and just happened to get caught, and everybody is pissed at them. This doesn't make any sense to me.
No, fuck all y'all.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. How are you just going to kick Spike out of the group? Because, like, are you mad?
But they are literally children compared to Spike and you're babies.
Right.
Like, now that should be something. Why are y'all messing with these children?
Right.
What you want this Scooby-Doo drama? Like, go find some grown-ass demons and stop fucking around with this Melrose Place shit. It's like, it's done.
Exactly. Because these people they're all very close to being trash.
And poor Spike, he just there's so many. We're gonna go through some roller coaster emotions with him in this episode.
Yeah. And so, like, Anya throws herself into work, basically. She's like trying to like get this girl. She's at noon, I guess. They're fucking drinking martinis at a bar.
Bitching about her fat, ugly sister.
Right? Ma'am. That's ma'am. So I guess her boyfriend cheated on her with her sister, blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, obviously Anya's trying to get her to wish some vengeance, but Anya's still like wrapped up in her own emotions.
She sure is. Why? Because she has no one to talk to.
Right.
Because everyone took Xander's side.
Exactly. Poor thing. Yeah. Ooh, everybody sucks. So, you know, as Anya's like kvetching about everything that went on with her, she's missing her cues with this girl.
She sure is.
It's like, I wish. And then another thing. So, you know, he's affecting her work now. Like, this whole thing is fucking up.
She's got a point, though. She's real pissed off that he leaves her at the altar, and it's just like, let's just go steady.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right.
I don't know you.
Exactly.
I don't understand why you are a demon. You are stronger than him. Just kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
you can't make people wish, but you are still strong.
Yeah. Or at least just like kick his ass a little bit, like real good. Just that's the very least she could have done, was just like.
Or loophole. Somebody else's wish somehow happens near him and he's a casualty. Whoops.
Whoopsies. It's like, yeah, you know, I wish he would get sunk into a black hole. I know exactly where to make that happen. So in the meantime, the trio are fucking around in a cave.
They are fucking around. That's the best way. They are just fucking around. I don't understand them.
They're in
this whole thing is just filled with pop culture references.
Right.
On overload.
Yeah. And they're in this cave with like trying to get some demon that looks like Skip a lot.
It does look like Skip. He looks like Skip's cousin.
Right. So Skip's cousins, they're in their place, and it's not clear right now what they're doing there. But I guess what it boils down to is that they're trying to get one of them, and they're killing one so they can get its skin.
No, they flay it. They flay it, and Jonathan has to wear it.
So in order to get
foreshadowing, you flay a demon, get flayed.
Hey-o. Yep. And so Jonathan has to wear it so he can get past a barrier in this thing to go pick up something that Warren wants.
Which they weren't even sure was going to work until Warren threw him into it.
Right. Fuck her. And even as they're waiting for him to come back, Jonathan to come back, Warren or Andrew is like, "Why do we even need him? Blah blah blah. We're badasses on our own." No, Andrew, you're not.
You're really not. And while they're waiting for him, Dawn has decided to stop by Spike's because she loves him.
Dawn, I need you to stay in a child's place. Because she is going up in there like, do you really love Buffy? Well, if you do, then how could you do this to her? See my previous rant.
Like, no, really. It was, no, Anya? No, I don't love her. It was just the thing. And she's like, no, not her.
It's like, why would I? Why?
And then he's like, well, see. Place.
Things, yeah,
folk business,
right? Exactly. This has nothing to do with you. And so, like, again, like, she's not. How could you do this to her? He didn't do shit to Buffy. Just stop it. Just stop it.
And that's how he finds out about that. Everybody saw it happen.
Right.
They watched it with the videos. These wankers.
And then, she's like, "Oh, everybody's pretty mad at you," and just whatever. Dawn, just go on to your sleepover and just stay out of this. This has nothing to do with you, really. I mean, I know you have grown accustomed to having Spike around, and you still kind of have a little thing for him yourself. But just let this go. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. This is not about you. Not even. No, just go on to Genesis.
Right.
Let him finish his blood and vodka.
Speaking of random house visits, house calls, Buffy goes to go talk to Xander,
who is drinking in the day.
Oh, good Lord.
And he's about to be a real piece of shit.
OMG. Xander basically is Willow when she found out that he was dating Cordelia.
Mm-hmm. She pissed.
Yeah. So basically he's butthurt. So basically Xander I think he's just more mad that Spike got Buffy and he didn't. That's what this is all about, in my mind.
But what pisses me off is that he's so upset at her when he really should be crawling and groveling and begging for forgiveness from Anya.
Mm-hmm. He's too busy like being all in his own like anger at Buffy
which is proving the false future that the guy showed him in the first place.
Right.
That's why Anya hated him in the future.
Right.
Because he was too concerned about his precious Buffy.
Exactly. So, and then Buffy like even makes a point of like, what I do in my personal life is not really your business. And then he either comes back with like, it used to be.
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't. Because, it never was.
Right. Because I recall a whole ass relationship she had with Angel that you were not cool with, but she kept that shit happening as well. and like there's just all this. And then she also points out that, Buffy has been dealing with some deep ass shit that none of the other Scoobies were really able to comprehend.
Right.
Y'all brought her back from the dead without asking her or even knowing where she was.
This year.
Right.
That all just still happened in this season.
Still fresh. There's a lot to process.
Still trying to get the dirt out from underneath my nails.
Right. And the only other person who is that she has contact with who is able to like really understand what she was going through is Spike. He has been brought back from the dead. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I don't think there was a lot of talking that they did about this.
No, but it was a mutual understanding.
Right.
She could just be around him.
Mm-hmm.
She could be alone with him there.
Yeah, now that kind of sucks for Spike.
Right.
It doesn't say a lot about him as a person or whatever, as a being. But yes, that's what she needed in that time. She didn't need the judgment or the constant, are you okay? And the looks and, oh, I need you to take care of this. We need Buffy to handle this. And like the bills and the demons and the coming back from the dead. And it's a lot.
It's a lot. And she tells Xander, she's like, I'm not seeing him anymore. You never were.
No.
You were using him. You were never seeing him. You never went out.
Right.
You saw him naked a lot.
Right. But y'all
you weren't seeing him.
Y'all weren't walking around hand in hand,
right?
Like down in the moonlight. Like let's keep it real. It's like I'm not fucking him anymore. Let's just say what it is.
And Xander responds with, "There's a lot of that going around," and storms out of his own home.
So,
like, I thought for a second he was opening the door for her to leave,
right?
Which would have been, I would have been like, "Ding dong," but okay. But no, like, he just left.
Like, you left your own. You live here. Am I supposed to lock up after?
Like, how do I? Like, okay. And he just wanders around town in the baggiest clothes. Why are his clothes so big?
I don't know.
But then we finally get back to some cuteness.
Right.
With Willow and Tara back in bed. They're spending a lot of time in bed in this episode.
Yeah. Which...
They're working.
I feel kind of bad for them that, this is the time that they get back together and like there's all this other shit that they're expected to do. Mm-hmm. That's like having to go to work and like you just got back together with your boo thing and
Well, and she flat out says, she was like, we really should be. What about the trio's evil scheme? And Willow's like, I'm kind of working on my own. And we get a little dirty again.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom.
But then we have to go deal with the sloppiest bartender. You just spilled like flammable booze all over Xander's hand. I'm not paying for that.
Right?
That's not.
You just wasted half my drink. I'm wearing half my drink. And so
you wasted my shot, and Xander wastes his shot with a one-night stand.
Right? Some broad tries to roll up on him, and he just kind of over Xanders everything.
So over Xanders it.
He just goes on and on with a fucking analogy that nobody can follow anymore, and she's like, huh? And
I mean, it's a nice little funny throwback to when he was a
that's right.
fish person.
Right.
But then he did take it too far.
Right.
And she's just like, huh?
And finally he's like, I just kind of want to be by myself right now. Okay, clearly. Because, I mean...
She's like, I'm sorry I even said hello.
Right? You should have said that from Jump Street because you wasted like 7 minutes of my life. And
Right? But then in walks Warren with the prison attitude of find the biggest guy you can find.
I hate him so much.
And knock him down.
I hate him so much.
And his leisure suits.
Oh my God. And just like the whole way, let's make some noise.
I hate him.
Oh God.
And intercut with that is Buffy getting her ass beat and falling over a gravestone.
Which... okay, I mean, I guess that was able to put a hurting on her, but I've seen her go through worse, and I've seen her be hurt less from that.
I guess she hit it. I mean, imagine getting kicked through a tombstone.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes home and she wants to take a hot bath. Soak in the water. I don't understand why the tub water is the color it is. I hope she wasn't going to get in it because it looks fine when she first starts, but then when all the bad stuff happens, I wanted to look anywhere but where the bad stuff was happening.
Oh, I guess.
I noticed that the water in the tub was like yellow.
Ew.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just poor lighting. Actually, that tub itself, like the whole. I love how big this bathroom is. Mm-hmm. This is
to accommodate the camera.
Yeah, exactly. But like a bathroom this size is like of my dreams. I don't think I've ever lived
like the size of my bedroom.
Right? I don't think I've ever lived
my guest bedroom.
I've never lived in a place where the bathroom was this spacious.
We rented a place for business once that was so big. It had a fireplace that it was a see-through fireplace from the bedroom to the bathroom.
What?
And it had a heated floor.
Wow.
Could you imagine a heated floor in the bathroom? I'd be sleeping in there This is warmer than my bed.
Oh, that's amazing. Now,
And then it had like a couch next to the tub, and I'm like,
what?
"Your couch in your bathroom?
What?
I did something wrong."
Yeah, so Buffy's bathroom looks like as large and as it looks like y'all don't know how to clean bathrooms. So I think
or
that
decorate them.
yeah, that tub is filthy, and the walls of the shower are not. They're not. It's dirty, and the floor is just it's tired. Like that tile. Oh my god.
And so she walks in the door, turns the water on, goes to the sink, and Spike is there. Was he like creeping up the steps behind her when she got home? Was he already there? He's not wearing his coat.
Right. Where is
he left on the banister?
Where is the Super Slayer like hearing at this point? Like,
Dawn?
how is he able to surprise her?
Janice's.
Right. But how is he able to surprise her like this? So he rolls up.
I don't know.
And also, I'm just also confused that I don't think y'all ever had any sort of relationship where at any point it's okay if you just roll up in the bathroom on me.
No. And then close it. No. I'm in the bathroom.
I'm indisposed. Excuse me. We can talk later. Yeah, so he rolls in talking about we need to talk. She's like, I ain't got shit to say to you. And he's like, but we got to talk about some stuff. And he like notices that she's hurt, and she's like trying to he apologizes for what happened with Anya. And she's like, well, she's still bitter about the whole thing. Again, unnecessarily and just inexplicably. So then he admits that, he didn't go there looking for a little ooh la la from Anya. He went there for a spell. And she's like, you ain't going to use a spell on me?
Not everything's about you.
It's like, let me finish what I'm saying. He wanted the spell so he could stop feeling all hurt and whatever about Buffy.
Yep. And she once again throws in his face little barbs here and there, I could never trust you enough to love you.
Right.
She's like, she keeps trying to tell him how she feels. He won't listen. So when he doesn't listen, she kind of goes for the jugular, which just sends him into a spiral, and it all just
goes to shit.
Gets out of hand.
Yeah, things go to hell. So, yeah, and he gets like this is also
it's all so bad. It's all so bad. And there's been a lot of talk about why didn't she just kick him off right away? This is someone that she trusted enough to sleep with, trusted enough to watch watch her sister.
Right.
There's a certain level of trust that she has with him. She may say that she doesn't trust him enough to love him, but she trusted him enough to let him in.
Right. Exactly. And clearly, and to not do a de-invite spell even after all that went down. And so
which is why I wondered why she didn't just do that.
Right. Which, yeah, you kind of would think that would have been like if she was. Apparently, there's still some part of her that trusts him, and just enough, just a little bit. There's something there, and she admits that she does have feelings for him, but she is adamant that it's not love. So, again, like she's still. I believe this whole thing is just like happening. Like he's going at her and like trying to make basically it's just the physical aspect of I'm gonna make you love me. You're gonna love me, and he's like grabbing and clawing at her, and like he's just like really desperate and just is desperate, just a lot of desperation here, and she's like getting tossed around a little bit, and again, like there's probably still some level of trust in her that she's thinking there's no way he's gonna stop. And he's just like with this whole still like let me love you, this desperation. He just keeps clawing at her and just going at her, and finally he's
and then she looks the most scared I think I've ever seen her look.
Right, because he's like on top of her, like she's trying to like claw out of her way out of the bathroom, and she's again like she's hurt at this point, so she's not at full Slayer strength,
not at full power. She's just begging him to stop.
Right,
and then she does get one good kick in.
Right.
And the line is, ask me again why I could never love you.
Right.
And it's like the biggest gut punch to everyone watching and to him. It like completely snaps. He looks like Jekyll.
Right. Like he just like come back like Spike has now come back into his body
right
now, and he's like
Hyde had taken over for a second,
right?
And he's like, "What the fuck?
Where am I? What
did
happened?
Not just do that,
right?"
Like that is blind rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't see him leave, but he does leave.
Right. Because, I mean, because he has snapped out of it.
And he's just, you can see how ashamed and confused and still kind of angry. And there's a lot going on.
Right. And kudos to James for being able to convey that. Like that's, for an actor to be able to pull that off without words, basically, like it's just like split second really of this emotion that he is conveying just in his facial expressions, and maybe he says Buffy or something like that once or twice, but that's a lot, because this is that scene in itself is just a lot to unpack, and like and nobody wants to be a sympathizer for a possible rapist or someone who's going to physically attack someone, or be a victim blamer at all. And it's all very, that scene is very complicated, but make no mistake, he was in the wrong.
He was in the wrong.
No matter what he was feeling or what.
I give her a lot of credit for not using that makeup brush.
Right? And just spike him.
Right away.
Yeah, or just spike him, just stake him right there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is surprising that she did not do that. Yeah. I mean, I understand, in the grand scheme of things, like with, in the writing, like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer still needed Spike to continue on.
Right.
There are things, there are reasons, but yeah, it's just like, it is surprising that, that wasn't the moment and this is the last episode James Marsters was in.
It was for
a little bit. Yeah.
For a little bit. And then back at the Bronze, Xander's still drowning his sorrows, but he's noticed that Warren's being a bit aggressive with a lady. He's hitting on her kind of hard.
Like super hard and super
it's
gross.
Real creepy.
And Andrew is drinking like the most, like he is drinking a vacation. Like
yes, he is drinking an actual vacation in a glass. I think I've had that drink on vacation.
Like the only thing is missing right now is a cruise ship. And yeah, Warren, like it just makes my skin crawl. Like he's touching this girl, and her boyfriend rolls up like, the fuck, bruh.
You can see her skin crawl.
Yeah. And apparently,
but then I think she gets into it a little bit when he starts threatening her boyfriend. It's a little weird.
Yeah, but apparently it turns out, dude, her boyfriend is some guy that went to high school or 5th grade with Warren. And
again, it's all about Warren.
Yep. And I guess he bullied Warren a little bit. And Warren is still carrying on to this from 5th grade. You're a grown ass man, dude. Let's not. And
the bully is just like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. Get out of here. But he can't move him. Because Warren's got his balls on.
He's got balls of glass or whatever they are.
It's demon orbs or some shit.
Demon balls.
And he just starts beating the shit out of all the bullies.
Yep. And Andrew is nonplussed by the whole thing. He's just like, still sipping. He's like enjoying this. Jonathan is like, this is not what this is about. Like, this is like, seriously. Jonathan would rather be anywhere else. And Warren, after he's beating up some folks, he snatches some cash out of the cash register, and then he goes, ugh. And he called like it's a group of women babies. Daddy gonna give you some too. Oh, God.
And here comes Xander with incest. Not that funny. I think they're kind of creeped out.
Thank you, Xander, for pointing that out, because that's where I was.
It's so nasty. And then he just beats the shit out of Xander, pushes a pool table out of the way, and it's Jonathan that's like, we got shit to do. We gotta go. Like, if I'm just, and Warren's in his face, like, don't tell me what to do. Right.
And also, like, Warren drops like this, he gets right under Xander's skin before Xander actually punches him, and is like, can you put in a good word with me with Anya? Because I saw her getting it on with that vamp, like, ooh.
Ooh, you did get him there.
Like, ouch.
Oh, but I love when Jonathan's just like, no, I'm just saying, if you want to do that thing that you wanted to do,
Right.
we're gonna have to go. And he kind of saves Xander.
He does, but it's also like some things like this in TV shows and movies and stuff, like when basically a villain, it's not going to take anything longer than 30 seconds to go ahead and end who you're trying to end.
Right.
But like, so
right.
they're like,
let me just step on his face real quick.
Right. Exactly. And then we can go. But no, he decides, he opts out. And because, he's doesn't have time.
Kind of like season 2 when Spike wanted to kill that cop and Buffy was like,
I know, he was like,
let me just kill this guy real quick.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yes, just like that. That's what I'm talking about. So
Xander's like, no.
Xander gets to Buffy. He's all bloodied, and he rolls in on her in the bathroom. He notices Spike's coat is there, and he rolls up on her in the bathroom, and she's got some fresh bruises. How do you know she was
in the bathroom?
I don't know.
Did he already look in her room? I would have liked that deleted scene.
Maybe he poked around a lot, and maybe she's crying, so maybe he heard her cry.
She looks so sad, so small, so tiny.
And
she's got a bruise on her thigh, and
Willow rolls in. She's like, "Hey, guess what? Hey, what's going on?"
She's like, "Whoa, I can read a room. I'm the only person on this show that can."
Right? She does it real quick too, like literally. Like,
whoa, who died?
Right? It's like, ooh, the vibe in here is terrible.
So she has figured out, what the trio is up to. And I give Buffy a lot of credit for being able to just get up off that floor and get dressed and
compartmentalize what she just went through.
Yeah. Because I would still either be beating the shit out of Spike, cleaning up the dust from where his
right,
where he exploded,
exactly,
or in a ball crying. But Spike in the meantime is back in his crypt, and he is having some serious flashbacks, and he is just so mad that he breaks a glass in his hand. He squeezes the glass so hard that it shatters. And then Clem shows up.
With hot wings.
Wanted to watch a Knight Rider marathon.
Love it.
But he dropped some serious knowledge on Spike that Spike at one time even said himself, that love's a funny thing. Was his exact quote to him.
Yep.
And it just, all the little back and forth conversation between the little blossoming bromance best friends here leads Spike to realize he needs to leave.
Right.
And he does end up leaving, but he leaves with a very threatening, like, get nice and comfy, Slayer, because I'll be back and you're gonna get what you deserve.
Right.
And it's like,
what does that mean?
Slow your roll, bro. You're on like real thin ice as it is.
I also like that Clem, apparently Spike has told Clem about him and Buffy, because he's like, she break up with you again? so y'all been talking about this? So it wasn't exactly a secret from everybody.
Right.
And Clem does like make a point that coming back from the grave, it's got to mess a girl up. Like, you can't totally blame her. Like, I love her, she's sweet as pie, but she might be a little kooky. And
he really does. He's like he went to her birthday party,
right?
It is kind of a cute scene. Spike needs friends. He doesn't have Angelus around to give him shit.
Right.
He really doesn't have any friends. He's a lot like Anya. And of course they would end up together. So fuck y'all. Like, these two people.
Which I'm actually surprised they didn't end up with like an actual friendship.
They had such a blossoming little one early, in season 4 in the college when, I love every time they're in scenes together.
Yeah.
But Buffy has interrupted the trio as they are attempting to rob a armored truck in an amusement fair or something, where, if you noticed, the janitors were still working in the background. They were sweeping. Were they not wondering, because Buffy shows up on top of the armored truck just as Warren has ripped the door off of it.
Mhm.
She,
That's right.
boastfully
Yeah.
is like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and he picks her up and throws her right onto the ground in front of 2 janitors.
Right. Which
And-
are clearly, they're like, that's none of my business.
I'm just gonna do. I am just an hourly worker.
Exactly. I get paid minimum wage here.
I don't get paid enough for this. And Buffy and Warren fight. And he's such a clumsy fighter. Like,
He is.
he's just so, I'm a dude. I'm gonna beat you up.
Right. And again, talking about blind rage, that's what is going on with Warren as well, because he's just got yes, his workers sweeping up. None of my business.
And then later on in their fight, they're gone, but his little broom is still standing back there. It's just on the ground standing up. The brooms that have the dustpan attached to them.
Right.
Warren's stunt double looks nothing like him.
No.
He's tall and thin.
They're like, we only need him for this one episode. It's fine. So Buffy, like, there's a lot of fighting, and some wall or something crumbles down onto Warren. Buffy.
Oh, Andrew's so upset.
He is. His feelings are hurt, and then, like a phoenix, he rises from the stones. And Buffy's like, "The fuck." And then he calls her baby again.
It's so
What's the matter,
gross.
baby? You never fight a real man before? I
Ugh.
hate him so very much.
So much. So much. And they fight more.
Yeah, his stunt double is hot.
Yeah,
There's
his
even
stunt double's really hot.
there's even a split second where it's a full on. You see his face.
full face, like his full on face. And then he calls her kitten.
Ugh.
That almost hurt, kitten.
Ugh.
Blah.
Oh my god.
And he's kind of really beating her ass.
He is.
And Andrew would get so like instant boner. He's kill her, kill her. And that's when you see Jonathan break. He's done. This is enough.
Yeah.
And Warren is boasting about, I'm going to be the guy that beats you. I'm going to take you down. And then out of nowhere, tiny little Jonathan hops on Buffy's back. And Warren is actually impressed.
Right.
I didn't know you had it in you, Sparky.
But Jonathan is not really trying to get Buffy down. He has some information for her. It's like, get his balls.
Smash his orbs.
She's like, the fuck? And then she figures out, she grabs him and smashes him, and Warren, right before Warren is like, say goodnight, bitch. And she gets him, and then she says, goodnight, bitch, and roundhouse kicks him.
And that's my burn of the week.
Yes.
And then he does the most nerdy thing ever. And he's like, I swear to God, he has a little fist. He's just like, I'm going to take you down, I swear to God. And he rips off his jacket and he's got a jetpack on and he flies away. And he looks surprised at the force of the jetpack because he actually is like, ooh. And Buffy is just like, oh, seriously?
Right.
Come on. I can't.
And then she looks to Andrew and Jonathan like, all right, well, at least you. And then Andrew was like, he rips off his jacket and he's got one too and has some sort of like comeback or whatever. And Jonathan's like, hey, I didn't get one.
You guys are jerks.
And Andrew tries to take off, but he's under an alcove and hits his head. So he has no clearing. His head gets knocked out, and so the popo gets him.
Yep, and they get arrested.
And as they arrive at the police station, Andrew is in tears.
He is crying so hard.
He is a bitch.
Because he's really upset because he's like he never loved hanging out with us.
Right, exactly.
Because Warren left him. He's devastated that Warren left him behind.
Right. He doesn't care. It's not about the fact that you are looking at some very heavy prison time. It's that your boyfriend left you.
Your boyfriend left you. And speaking of not boyfriends leaving,
all right,
that's when Spike takes off.
Get nice and comfy, Slayer.
It's like, you did something wrong. You can't, don't threaten. You still did something wrong.
Right, exactly. It's like, get nice and comfy. I'm leaving now, but when I come back, things are going to change. Hey.
And you're on a motorcycle and it's like Twilight. How far were you going to get before you had to pull over and hide somewhere?
Right, because it looks like you were on like desert trails.
Right.
I don't see a lot of
When you
shelter.
came to town, you had a lovely car that had blacked out windows.
Right.
This mode of transportation is not smart. Your blanket's not going to do the trick.
No, you have not thought this completely through, and I'm assuming, like, you know, spoiler, but we all already know, like, he's going to end up someplace in, like, what, fucking Africa or something?
Yes.
Like,
Did you swim? What is going on? Did you ride down to the docks and hop a freighter? I don't understand how you got there.
Let's assume that's where he was taking his motorcycle, was down to the docks, and he hopped on a boat somewhere.
That same boat that Angel was going to take.
Right, yeah.
To get rid of the judge's arm. Because you can just hop on a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's out.
Deuces.
And Willow and Tara are out of bed. And
fully clothed.
Which there's a little trivia that says that the shirt that Tara's wearing is remarkably similar to the one that Willow was looking for. When Joyce died.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up, y'all.
That hurts my feelings.
I'm real mad about it.
Right. That puts me in a very uncomfortable place.
I'm real sad. And they're super cute talking about how they got clothes but don't get used to it.
Yeah.
Tara sees Xander come into the backyard and she's hoping that they're going to reconcile, and yeah, we're all tired of everybody fighting.
Right. We just want everybody to be back together again. Buffy's in the backyard poking around, looking for more cameras, I assume.
And there's a really weird board game exchange that happens or card game. Like, he talks about Uno and the deadliest. Because she talks about the trio only being an Uno one now. And they're having a very cute conversation that didn't need to happen. You don't need to apologize to him.
No, absolutely not.
He doesn't need to tell you how understanding he is of what you've done. Nope. You don't need his validation, Buffy.
Exactly. It's like, you are a grown-ass woman doing grown-ass woman things that don't concern punk-ass Xander.
But they do reconcile, and they hug, and they, say that they love each other. And Xander sees Warren come into the backyard wearing the coat he took off the night before, mind you. Don't know how he got that coat. He took that coat off and then flew away without that coat.
That's right.
Wearing that coat now.
Like, did he go back for it?
Right. And he, again, is like, I'm going to take you down. I said I'd take you down. I said I would. In the worst possible, he just starts blindly shooting.
Yep.
And Willow and Tara, a shot comes through the window, and all Tara gets to say is, your shirt. Because the shot hit her and her blood sprayed all over Willow. Xander sees, he's like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? What holy bejesus, what was he even doing? Oh my God, you're shot too.
Right.
Like, you're shot. And he sees that Buffy is shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Willow, we go back up to Willow, and
she is
I can't handle Willow crying.
No. I am like,
there are two actresses, Allison Hannigan and Claire Danes. When they cry, my butt falls out. Like, it destroys, like, I can't handle it.
It's all too much.
And she just starts crying, and I can't do it.
She is wailing, and yeah, I get chills every time for the scene. And everything is fucking crazy. Xander's outside with Buffy, who's shot. Willow's inside with Tara, who's shot. And Willow looks up with tears and red eyes. And black. Credits.
And we're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God.
Oh no. What is happening right now?
Like, y'all first timers are lucky you get to stream this shit.
Right.
Try waiting a week.
I know, right? Man, so
because
lucky.
At this point, it was like, oh my God, is Tara dead? Is she dead? She looked like she got shot straight through the heart. Is she dead? Buffy looks like she might be dying or dead.
It's like, there's no way. It's like, no, we just got Tara back. There's no way. No, Tara was a regular in the series, in the opening credits. There's no way. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. She's not.
Spoiler alert. Okay. She ain't okay.
She's not okay.
She's not okay. Song of the week is a song called Displaced by Azure Ray. It's pretty. It's depressing. There weren't many songs this week.
We did the
My burn was the say goodnight, bitch.
Right. I mean, it's epic. It's right there.
Yeah. Bodies dropped. 1, 2, 3. We had one Nesla demon killed by the trio to extract his skin.
Gross.
One Nesla demon, his neck was snapped by Warren, and I love how Jonathan was like, or how Andrew was just, that was so hot.
Yeah. Andrew, let's make it real clear what your feelings are about Warren right now.
Jonathan's like, Mahatma. Andrew was just like, ooh, doggy. One vampire got staked by Buffy, and then sadly, Tara McClay accidentally shot by Warren Mears.
With a fucking gun. That bitch.
Now, we have lots of trivia. Does it pass the Bechdel test? I actually don't know.
Yeah, because Willow and Tara do a lot of talking about Buffy.
Yeah. And then, so we have lots of trivia, but the one I'm going to start with is that from 2002 to 2009, Amber Benson and Adam Bush were in a relationship and lived together in real life.
Shut the front door.
In the series, ironically, it was Warren who murdered Tara.
I feel like I kind of knew that, but...
I feel like I was grossed out at the time, too.
Yeah, but pushed it way, way out of my memory.
Joss Whedon told Bush, in this episode, you're going to kill your girlfriend. To which Bush replied, Warren gets a girlfriend? And Whedon replied, no, your real girlfriend.
Yikes.
That's some fucked up shit. That's real messed up.
Right?
Now, the time period spanning from the last scene of this episode to the end of the season all takes place within 24 hours.
The time period spanning from the last scene of this episode to the end of the season. Holy shit, just 24 hours?
That's all 24 hours.
Wow.
So we are in for quite a ride over the next 3 episodes.
I don't understand how these people don't sleep more.
Right?
You know?
Right?
They should just
y'all had to pee. It's like my problem with 24. Y'all had to pee.
Right. Like
everything had to come to a stop because you had to pee.
Exactly. Because the end of this 24-hour span, somebody just I'm fucking exhausted. I don't care I don't care if an apocalypse is coming. I am taking a nap. Mm-hmm. I need you all to leave me alone.
Sadly, also, this is the last time in the series where someone is added to the main cast.
Oh.
Now, Whedon also he said in a couple interviews before he'd always wanted to make somebody a regular and kill them off. He wanted to do it with Jesse, but he couldn't afford to do 2 sets of main titles back then.
Oh God. How much does that cost?
Right? How
much? I know right. It's not that much extra time.
Right? Like Hollyoaks does it all the time. They kill people off all the time and their credits change with the seasons. It happens all the time. Somebody dies the very next day, they're out of the credits. It's insane. If you still own the DVDs, in the DVD commentary, James Marster said that filming the scene in which Spike attempts to rape Buffy was one of the hardest he ever had to do. He has since said that he will never do a scene like that again. It also generated intense controversy between the fans and the writers, but Jane Espenson says that the moment was necessary to set up a powerful motivation for Spike to get his soul.
I don't know about all that.
Right? And Marster points out, how do you motivate him to make a mistake that's so heart-wrenching that he'd be willing to do that? How do you do that?
How do we motivate Spike to want to go get his soul?
Right.
Shouldn't just the fact that he lost Buffy because that's what she keeps throwing in his face?
Do we have to do that?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because that was the reasoning. That's everything she's always ever said to him. You don't have a soul, I can't love you. You don't have a soul, I can't love you. You don't have a soul, I can't love you. So you feel like that at some point he'd be like,
right. Maybe I should
go do that.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
No. Instead, the writers took the easy way out and just picked sexual assault yet again.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think it really added anything to the storyline, to anybody's character development.
It never does.
No. Now, speaking of,
this is a shocking one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. When you think about it, so although this is by far the most extreme example, Buffy has been sexually assaulted before. In Halloween. Pirate Larry almost raped her in the alley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
In Phases, she gets assaulted by Larry during gym class when he grabs her ass.
Right.
In Go Fish, she gets assaulted by the swim
Yeah, I remember that.
team guy in her car.
She like busts his nose up though, real good.
In the Pack, she's almost sexually assaulted by Xander.
Right.
And arguably in Prophecy Girl, but I can't think of what that one is.
And Prophecy Girl.
The end of season 1.
Would it be the Master?
Gross. Maybe. And then it says in Get It Done. And I can't think of what episode that is.
Well, Get It Done.
That's season 7, but I'm not sure which. Maybe that might have been when Spike with the cross in the church.
He didn't touch her.
No, well, he did kind of like undo. He was going to put his.
Oh, that's right. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
Maybe that's that episode.
Like,
I'm not sure which episode that is. And then she was also sexually harassed in Anne by the people in the diner. And then by those randos and Helpless when she didn't have any powers.
Right.
But then it also goes on to mention she's under the legal age of consent in California when she lost her virginity to Angel.
No shit.
When Faith had sex with Riley while in Buffy's body.
Oof.
And then the most controversial sentence I've ever read. Willow having sex with Tara in Once More with Feeling after using magic on her in the preceding episode could be construed as rape.
Ouch.
And then from Tara's gravestone in the episode Help, her death occurred on May 7th, 2002, which was the original air date of this episode.
Man. Ugh.
I don't have a moral for this story.
Other than keep your fucking hormones in check. Don't. The testosterone can absolute male toxicity is a thing.
It's a thing.
And it poisons.
Just because you're a man, you don't own everything. You don't have a right to everything.
Exactly.
Your testosterone and your balls don't give you the right to.
Exactly. Your magic demon orbs.
Take whatever you want.
Right. And kind of just getting to James, I've never actually heard him a little bit. He's talked about it, but James, when he was talking about how difficult it was for him to film this scene, I know that Nicholas Brendan played a rapist in an episode of Private Practice.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit is rough to watch.
Haunting. It's haunting.
Yeah. And
it did say that by the time they got done with Tara's death scene, both Sarah Michelle Gellar and Amber Benson were just bawling.
I'm sure.
I'd be crying because you just lost your job. Fuck all that, it being sad. You just lost a job. What you gonna do next week?
So let us know, please, your thoughts on Seeing Red. You can send us an MP3 file less than 2 minutes and to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com, or you can just tweet at us or talk to us on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Next week is Villains.
This shit gets real exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting from here on out.
Yeah, the wrap up of this season is the ramp up. And the ending of the season is amazing.
We've got a very exciting return coming soon.
I can't wait. Talk about Daddy's home. Yeah, he is.
Right?
All right. So subscribe, follow, like us. You can follow me, Camila, on Twitter at @the_rugged angel.
Or me, Marcella M. Spear, 7338.
All right. Thank you for listening, and keep your friggin' orbs to yourself.